Comedian Chris Rock won't file a police report against Will Smith after being slapped on stage at last night's Oscars. The Academy is condemning the incident and launching an inquiry. Rock joked about Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, about her hair condition. Smith has since apologized, saying he was out of line and he was wrong. Well, thank you for joining us. After the Oscars, there were a lot of posts on social media on whether or not the action displayed by Chris Rock or Will Smith were right or wrong.
Local 5's Larissa Leone spoke with an Iowan with alopecia, and she says the conversation should be around raising awareness for a disease that affects so many.
When you step into the closet of Lori Armstrong's, you'll see all of her pieces nicely displayed.
Okay, well, here are all the ladies.
Lori was diagnosed with alopecia universalis, which has caused her to lose her hair over the majority of her body. She says before her diagnosis, she lived in fear of what was happening to her.
I started to have significant hair loss. Big patches that started out about the size of a quarter, and then within a week or two that had gotten to the size of a silver dollar, and then I was starting to lose patches of hair.
Dr. Ali Jabari is a dermatologist that works with several patients like Lori, and he says alopecia essentially means hair loss. But this is not the only symptom people with alopecia may have.
So patients have an increased risk of depression, anxiety, other psychological problems when compared to a normal population that doesn't have alopecia areata.
After last night's Oscars, the symptoms around alopecia affecting people's mental health was on full display.
I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Lori shares it's not just other people's words that hurt her.
Our inner talk that we have with ourselves sometimes causes a lot of hurt feelings.
Although Lori is a beautiful, confident woman, she says the end of the day is the most difficult time for her to see that beauty within herself.
At the end of the day, when I take off the wig, when I take off my eyelashes, and every day I start over, every day.
Do you want
That's
to cut
the hard
it
part.
where you know that the last?
And Larissa joins us now. Larissa, are there any treatments for alopecia?
Yeah, Samantha. So Dr. Ali Jabbar says there have been several hurdles around caring for alopecia due in part to the stigma of alopecia being a cosmetic-only problem. This has made it difficult for patients to be able to get their help from their insurance. And he also mentions there haven't been very good treatments for patients with more severe cases of this disease. But he says there is studies exploring the new class of medications which have shown success in their other inflammatory diseases. Samantha?
You got to commend her for sharing her personal story. Larissa, thank you. And many of you sharing your thoughts about the incident at the Academy Awards last night between Chris Rock and Will Smith, many of you condemning what took place on stage. And we want to thank you for your feedback. We want to keep this conversation going, so be sure to text us your thoughts about what happened at last night's Academy Awards to the number you see on your screen. And you may just see your take featured on a newscast.